Hello, and welcome to the channel. Today, I want to talk about the celebrity culture being done, people being over with celebrities, cancel culture, and a lot of people or people by the millions unfollowing certain celebrities, and just people being over the certain celebrities portraying certain lifestyles and flashing and people flashing exorbitant amounts of wealth. So, a lot of people have seen the TikTok from the TikToker Haley Bailey, and she attached the song Let Them Eat Cake as her audio with her Marie Antoinette video, thinking that it was a perfect placement when it was actually pretty out of touch with reality and a lot of the issues that are happening in society today. And she made a long video with an apology, but I feel overall you can watch the video, it's on TikTok, you can see for yourself. And personally, I just feel that she missed the mark because she had the opportunity in her apology video when she talked about not being informed and not knowing about the issues and not being able to speak on the issues because she wasn't informed. Like, she could have still educated herself on the issues and used her platform in that video to speak about, but just to say, like, yes, of course, there are people in Palestine who are suffering, and there are people in Congo who are suffering, especially with the cobalt mining, and there are people all over the world suffering. And just to even mention those specific places and to say that she did a little bit of research, which you don't even need to do that much research. You can easily just get on Google and find this information. It's readily available. But I think it would have been great to spread a message to people that while you have that platform of all these 30 to 40 million people watching you, that you actually took the time to do the research, and not just talk about how you're not informed. Because we all have access to information, so we should all be able to get basic information to have an understanding of what's going on, even if we're not feeling confident or comfortable in fully being able to explain it to other people on a public platform. It's okay. You don't need to be able to explain it in all the detail. You just need to be aware, say keywords of some of the places of where suffering is going on, and then encourage people to do their own research and find out their own information. And people can choose individually whether they want to speak out about it publicly, privately, amongst their social circles, publicly or privately. So the Met Gala. The Met Gala is a wonderful event, of course. It is one of fashion's most prestigious yearly event. It happens on the first Monday of every May, and each year it has a different theme. And this year's theme was Sleeping Beauties, Reawakening Fashion. And so, of course, there was these gorgeous dresses and these artsy dresses and artsy outfits and beautiful outfits and just beautiful people dressed to the nines, looking so good. And yes, it's nice to see a lot of people of color on the red carpet, a lot of melanated people, and of course all these familiar faces that we've been used to seeing in the movies and in television, and of course now with the influencers and some athletes and such being added to that space as well. So it is exciting to see these people that we don't really know, but we kind of have grown to liking, or some people loving. And of course we want to see what they're up to and what they're wearing. And I used to design collections. I had made 4 collections in the past, and they were all handmade, hand sewn, I made them all myself. I came up with the concepts myself, sourced the fabric myself, designed it myself, and created it myself. And it did resonate with me that the influencer was talking about how their friend, I believe Matt, designed that dress and other dresses, so many other dresses for them. And that's amazing that they gave their designer friend a shout out and are always representing their friend's work and acknowledging how much time and energy and effort it takes into creating such a piece. And the dress that she wore was absolutely beautiful, and it was well made. It was a great design and it looks stunning. But I can't help but think of the cost of one ticket to attend the event. $75,000 per ticket. And a table goes for $350,000. So close to a third of $1,000,000 for this event. The event, this Met Gala, it's a fundraiser for the Metro Museum of Art's Costume Institute. This Met Gala is a fundraiser for the Metro Museum of Art's Costume Institute in Manhattan. And like I was saying, in the recent years, they've started including celebrity influencers. In the recent years, they have also started to include influencers along with celebrities and athletes. And yes, it is beautiful. It looks beautiful. I'm sure it's glamorous and exciting. But let's not forget about the fact that most people, even in North America, in the States, in Canada, can't even afford to buy groceries. They can't afford the place that they're living. A lot of people are losing their homes. A lot of people are struggling to find employment, struggling to find work. The cost of living continues to go up. But a lot of people aren't even being paid a living wage. So every time when I used to make collections, it was my biggest goal. My biggest goal was, when I was making collections, my biggest goal was to get into the Met Gala. And this was probably around 2014, 2015 to about 2017. So a good 3 to 4 years where I was striving for that goal. But soon after that, even though I left the full-time fashion industry and I started to get into the film industry, and I no longer desired to have a celebrity wear my gown as my biggest goal, that was no longer a goal of mine. I still like seeing people, the celebrities, the influencers, in their gowns, in their outfits, in their suits, in their costumes. And I think it wasn't until I started to see the TikToks of the ticket cost that it hit me of why I don't feel so drawn to that goal and the desire and need to obtain that goal of showcasing a gown at the Met Gala by a well-known celebrity as a goal of mine anymore. It's not that it's not a good goal to be able to showcase your work in a prestigious event. It's, what is the purpose of the event, and is this event necessary at a time when there are so many people suffering in the world, not only in these places like these places like where I've mentioned, but also right here in our own backyard, right here in North America. I mean, I guess, yeah, it's easy to be out of touch with reality when you're not living in the same reality as the common folk or the non celebrities. But, the more people that speak up and say, hey, wait a minute, I mean, do you just ignore these voices? Do you hear these voices? Do you hear others speaking up and saying, this is not right? We have to do something about it. My love for creating fashion and hand-sewn designs, it still exists. And I would love the opportunity to still be able to make stuff down the line when I have time. But the idea of going to an event that flaunts wealth to that degree, it just doesn't sit right with me. It just doesn't sit right with me. It just feels like it's just not fair. And it just feels like some people just don't care. And people could say that about a lot of things because, there are a lot of wealth disparities in all places in the world, including in North America. And people aren't just going to stop working or give half their money to the people who make half as they do. It doesn't really work like that. But I do think that we as a society have lost a sense of community and often are too individualistic and thinking too much about the self and helping maybe the person to your left and the person to your right, but not thinking about how decisions you can make can better humanity, better society, and be fair and humble and kind and compassionate, especially compassionate. I feel like as a society, we need to have more compassion. And we need to be less materialistic. We need to be less superficial, and we need to be less materialistic. We usually don't need all of the things that we have. And when we go off this earth or from this time, we're not going to be able to take all the stuff that we accumulated. So why do we hold on to it so dear? And why do we have people that, with the keeping up with the Joneses and always trying to up the next one, how much they spend and how much they show off? What's the point? Do you know who you are inside? Do you know your value as a human? Do you have a strong sense of identity? Do you have a purpose? And are you living that purpose out? Are you truly happy inside and within? I think those are the questions that everyone could basically ask themselves. But I think these are questions that definitely need to be brought up in a time like this, when we do see situations like these and people living in certain lifestyles while other people are suffering to varying degrees, and it's escalating in a shorter period of time and becoming more evident and more evident and more evident. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video today. I would love to hear what you think about this whole situation and people unfollowing celebrities by the millions, or people flaunting their wealth. And yeah, so please drop a comment and please give a like, a subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.